As Harry Dubois stirs from his drunken, suicidal bender, he knows only two things. He's in agony, and he doesn't know anything, least of all his own face. One of the first things most players will do is stumble to the mirror. The mirror, covered in steam, makes it impossible to see your reflection, though you may choose to wipe it off. However, one of Harry's skills, Inland Empire, will give you a warning you may not like what you see.
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
Though you may choose to proceed anyways. Revealing a face in rigor mortis, locked in a grimace, a mask of despair trying poorly to hide his pain. It appears hopeless. It's stuck there, a permanent feature of Harry's identity. Whether he wants it or not, it remains. It is an expression of pain. In this brief essay, I'll be trying to explore the significance of the expression in Disco Elysium and how it reflects Harry as a character, as well as, in my opinion, the game's broader themes of the past and the struggle to move forward. While it's not immediately clear where this expression comes from, you can attempt an encyclopedia check that reveals it. Of course, at the start of the game, you'll most likely fail this check, but this failure does hint at something crucial.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Crucial. Like much of Harry's life, the expression is rooted in a bad place, a place in his past. This, I believe, is where Disco Elysium's central theme of the past and the struggle to move forward begins to take shape. The expression, this ugly, constant reminder of who Harry was, dominates him. Even though he has no real memory of his past, it's etched into his face, beyond his control. The past is central to Harry's struggle, and it's central to what I believe the game's message is. The past will hurt you, but the only way to escape its grip is to move forward, if you can summon the strength to do so. Harry is a man defined by his past. His downward spiral, fueled by alcohol and drugs, has culminated in the present, where he doesn't even remember who he is. Still, fragments of his past linger, like his ex-wife, the smell of tutti frutti gum, and his love of disco. But the expression on his face is perhaps the most notable of these at first glance. If you level up the encyclopedia skill enough, or simply get lucky with a check, you can learn about the origins of the expression. It's a vestige of a bygone era, the new, a time of opulence and excess, a time that birthed disco. In this bubble, Harry idolized the disco star, Guillaume le Million, and in his youth he adopted the star's signature expression in the hope that it would grant him the same charm. At one point it maybe did, but now all that's left is a twisted grimace, a reflection of Harry's failed attempt to hold on to something that no longer exists. Prior to the events of the game, Harry had bought into the disco lifestyle, immersing himself in the persona even further. An attempt at escapism from the pain of his ex-wife leaving him, and drug abuse only worsened his self-destruction. His increasing dependence on drugs and alcohol led him to the very place we find him at the start of the game, a shell of the man he once was. We see Harry delve into this visage of the past as a coping mechanism, this disco persona of an era long gone. The new has ended. Guillaume le Million has died, notably by suicide. He's getting older, and he's hiding all that pain beneath the expression, a relic from his past that is tarnished by the passage of time. But he's unable or unwilling to let go of it. In a broader sense, the game itself is filled with characters who are similarly trapped in the past. The fascists long for a return to the past, the communards are obsessed with what could have been, and Ravachol itself is scarred by the wounds of history. In a world that feels as though it's frozen in time, everyone is hiding behind the past, unable to move forward. Harry's own journey echoes this theme. His struggle to unearth himself in the wreckage of his past mirrors the broader struggles of Ravachol's inhabitants. In fact, the game itself culminates in a confrontation with a man embodying this theme, the deserter. His past is tragic, holding the deaths of all his comrades. He's unable to move forward and rejoin society because of his shame of the past when he ran away from the war and survived. He reflects the world, and more importantly to Harry, he represents what may happen if he doesn't begin to take the steps to getting better and moving beyond the past. Inversely, the church quest presents the possibility of something new, a nightclub, a bizarre otherworldly space that might offer a fresh start. The club is strange, the people running it even stranger, and the music is very new age. But most importantly, it represents the future, something new. It's a possibility, however odd, to escape the destructive force of the Pale, a force brought about by humanity's existence. It stands in stark contrast to Harry's past, offering a glimpse of hope, the chance for a history that isn't bound by history's cruel grip. The game culminates with a confrontation with Harry's squad. If you've grown, connected with a partner, moved past the call to abuse stimulants, then you may join them and leave. However, if you failed all of these, you are abandoned in this broken city, stuck in the past, left in an old fishing shack all alone. Notably, even if you are accepted back, Harry's real partner, Jean Vicmar, will let you know that this whole song and dance has been done before. Harry pushes everyone away, drinks to oblivion, and forgets everything. He's in a loop, regressing back to his past self repeatedly. Maybe, this time, Harry will get better. Maybe he won't, but hopefully, at some point in the future, he might. The 1 week the game takes place over, even though a very eventful one, probably won't determine the permanent direction his life will take going forward. But it's a first step. Maybe it's a first step he's taken many times before, and maybe if he can take that second step towards the future, he could be okay. And all the while, throughout all of this, throughout the entire game, the expression on Harry's face stares back at you, a constant reminder of a man in pain, trying and failing to keep it together. But moving beyond the past is possible. Through an incredibly difficult electrochemistry check, you can change Harry's expression. The smile fades, replaced by a frown, but the significance is profound. In that moment, Harry makes a choice to stop relying on a relic of the past to define who he is. The journey toward letting go of the past is long and far from over, but this is a critical first step. A moment where he chooses to move toward the present, where things might not be easy, but they are at least real.
Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
And moving towards the future is scary, but it is part of getting your shit back together. Ultimately, Disco Elysium is not just about solving a murder. It's about a man attempting to unearth himself from the wreckage of his past. The game asks whether we can ever truly escape our histories, and whether it's possible to reclaim ourselves in the face of what we've become. By shedding the expression, Harry isn't fixing everything, but he is taking that first painful step towards something more than to be the echo of his past. It's a fragile hope, but it is there. Okay, well, now I am done. I chose to make this video due to a recent replay of Disco Elysium, where I actually did manage to stop the expression, which led me to actually try and think more in depth of what it represents. I do understand some of my observations might be somewhat surface level, but I was trying to keep it somewhat honed in on the expression itself, even though I probably did get pretty sidetracked, even though the video is quite short. And admittedly, I am not that super smart. However, I would appreciate any feedback and thoughts you may have, and I absolutely do appreciate you watching the video.